Hello, good evening. How are you feeling tonight? I've been worse. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. People said nice things about my hair. I appreciate it. But let's talk about the hair. The hair is fine. I did that yesterday. Let's talk about Friday. I don't know why I do this, but I've been thinking about it all weekend and I just wanted to say I really enjoyed the new Terminator movie. And I want to say this out loud because there's a terrible rumor on the internet that there are only two good Terminator movies. And I'm here to tell you that is false. I'm sorry. If you only like two of them, that's fine. But the idea that there are only two good ones and everything else is bad is, I'm sorry, it's not true. It's not true. And the new one is good. It's really good. The new one takes the unusual move of basically pretending all the other ones don't exist. Again, clinging hard to that idea that only two movies are good, so here is a third movie, which is I don't mind this approach because if you really watch a Terminator movie, every single one after the first one has to rewrite the events of the previous one because they're all just overlapping stories. So there's no untouched canon here. Everything is rewritten constantly. The second movie exists. It's only because it has to find a loophole in the first movie. That's just how that works. So the new movie throws a bunch of movies out in the garbage, but also rewrites things that happened in the second movie and the first movie. It's all just, you know what? It's a fun story, okay? You don't have to worry about this too much, especially this one, because this one really revolves around the idea of just so many Terminators, I guess. I guess somewhere in the future there's just a factory that's just churning them out and putting them right into the time stream. Just like, nope, you go here, you go here, you go here, you just keep going. They're everywhere apparently. But no, I really did enjoy it. I think it turns out the best part of those movies was Linda Hamilton, you know? At least if you look at all the ones people don't like, she's not there, okay? Terminator 3 was the first one to say, oh, we don't need Linda Hamilton. Turns out you did, because she's great in this movie. She does not give a fuck about so many things. And it's written on her face. And she's very angry all the time. And I think she channeled that energy because I saw interviews, because, behind the scenes, at one point, Linda Hamilton was married to James Cameron and didn't last. James Cameron has a knack of marrying a lot of people. So I think for her, part of this was like, what am I even doing here? Why am I working with James Cameron again? Who did not direct this movie, for the record, but he was definitely involved. I think he had a story credit. So I feel like she came back almost to spite him, and she uses it, and it's fantastic. Really, the whole movie revolves around three women at the center of it. I read at least one story online that called the movie a lesbian love triangle. I didn't get that vibe, but it's definitely... I mean, everyone involved is certainly hot, and if you told me they're attracted to each other, I believe you, because you've got Linda Hamilton as angry Sarah Connor. You've got Grace, who's the new, I'm from the future, protect you person. And then you have Danny, who's the person who has to be protected. So they all want what they want. And they don't hate each other, but they're willing to fight each other because they don't actually like each other yet. So it's a really interesting dynamic. They're pushing and pulling at each other. And of course, this is Terminator, of course. But one thing I like is this Terminator is not the weird ones in later movies, like they do too many things. Like, it's very clearly like, well, what if we take the Terminator from part 1 and the Terminator from part 2 and then just kind of work together? What if we just put those two together and mash them up, and that's where our villain is. Like, that's what the villain is. It's very easy to understand, even if it seems kind of invincible for a while. But they all seem invincible. That's the whole point. It's all about people who cannot possibly overcome a foe, eventually overcoming that foe. Now, in the best movies, they do it through ingenuity. In the lesser movies, they do it with a magic wand. I think this movie kind of airs towards the latter half, but it's really fun to watch. It's very exciting. It moves along very well. I'm pretty sure it's trying to say something about the current situation in America because the new evil Terminator spends a long time dressed as a Border Patrol agent. Just like the T-1000 spent the whole movie dressed as an LA cop, like in the 90s. Like, not very subtle, but it's fine. Doesn't have to be subtle. It's a movie about robots fighting each other, and it's talking about what's wrong. I can get behind that. Anyway, I recommend it. I hope you enjoy it. Also, I hope I go to sleep soon. Good night, everybody. I love you.